Hello everyone, hopefully you are having an amazing day today. We are back with another development update to Alvanda right here. It's been a little while, we've been very busy, and this is a very long one, so follow me through and I won't spare any seconds here. So we hope you've also made a lot of progress on your own career journey so far, right? Whether that's as a manager, as an entrepreneur, as a specialist, right? Hopefully you've had successes these past couple months. For us, this period was both exciting and very humbling. As a one sentence summary, yet again, we've completed well over 100 platform improvements in these last few months, and we're going to talk about that in today's Alvanda Development Update 1.9.56, Processes and Progress. That is the name of this iteration. The expansion, the first version of Alvanda, was launched on the 6th of February, and so today's update comes at the 8th of August. When you see this, it might be the 9th, yes, because we just finished last night at like 12 midnight. So it was very cool because we really wanted to be done this week. We're supposed to do this finish yesterday morning, but we did finish it in the morning, and then we noticed some things, and so we fixed those things, and a bunch of cool things. I love how the team works. I love how flexible we are to making last minute adjustments when things go live. It's just crazy good. So you have a little table of contents here. We'll go right into it. So we had a very successful launch with Alvanda. We had around 200 companies joining us, a little under 200 companies. We're very happy with that. We've conducted well over 100 hours of Alvanda calls. We're basically answering implementation questions on how to use the platform. We were providing business guidance in niche situations. What should people do? And we were basically taking on very good ideas from all of you on what we could do to build Alvanda into more and more of the best business tool that you've ever used and hopefully will ever use, right? And so a lot of positive feedback. Thank you so much. You'll see we've received dozens of testimonials, and these have been sprinkled everywhere across the website if you check them out. After that, speaking of this launch, we have also launched our book on business and how you should conduct business as a manager at any level of the company. So whether you're an owner, director, C-level exec, vice president, director, director below. I was thinking board of directors first, and then director under VP, manager, right, and so on and so forth. This book will help you get the most out of yourself and your team as a unit, so that you guys can, skyrocket and get all of the results that you want. The book is called Unshackled: The 7 Levels of Business Excellence. There is a link here on the website if you guys want to check it out. And basically, this helps you build, direct, and maintain a thriving empire in any economy. That's what it does, again, at any level of the organization. So my co-author Aaron and I, after working with hundreds of companies in 19 different sectors and generating over $1 billion for our clients, we've put everything, all of our best strategies and deepest insights into these pages, right? The book is already available in 50 countries. We're having a very successful launch there as well, and hopefully in the next few months we can become a bestseller. And so basically all of those principles we are implementing within Alvanda, right? Within all of these hundreds of platform improvements, right, and everything we're building, we're helping you have a better company. So moving on from there, let's look at the new features, right? This time around, our main focus was to take in and immediately execute on over 100 points of feedback and ideas we got from our beloved early adopters. Thank you so much for sending everything our way. You guys rock. Again, thank you, and it's great to have you on this journey together. And so these are some of the major features that we have been working on. Number 1, processes. The long-awaited processes module, which basically, if you're a manager within Alvanda will automatically outline the entire process for you. The only thing you need to do is to connect procedures one to the other. So for example, connect greeting an inbound caller, right, with providing technical assistance or, customer satisfaction, depends on the, needs technical assistance, desires to cancel subscription, and so on and so forth. So all of these pathways, right, are within the procedures themselves. So in any procedure, you can choose any pathway, and in one procedure you can have 3, 6, 10 pathways, as many as you want, right, sprinkling out into various different departments of the company, right? So in this case, it's reception that takes on an inbound call. This is the technical assistance or technical support team. This is the accounts team, right, making sure that accounts are happy and getting feedback if someone wants to cancel, or maybe converting them back so that they don't cancel, giving them a discount or whatever, things of that nature. So all of it now can be, or you could already do this in Alvanda. The only thing you couldn't do is actually see it. So you couldn't see how all of this pans out, but now you can. So as soon as you link all of these different unique procedures together, you go to processes on the left side, you'll see it there as an icon, and then you'll be able to see all of the processes in your business. This is very important for Alvanda because it's basically the view of what every manager ever wanted to build. Every owner ever always, when you think of a business, you think, okay, how does my process actually look like? And there's almost nothing that can show you that in one single screen, but now Alvanda can, right? So this module required many months to build, and basically right now is just out of the oven. So we haven't tested this yet in the wild, right? We've done our internal testing, everything seems to be working perfectly. However, if you see anything, if you want any improvements, if you see a bug or things of that nature, please test it out and give us your feedback, right? As always, we listen to your feedback and we implement everything you say. That's obviously aligned with, our common vision of building great business software. And again, Alvanda, remember, Alvanda is not a glorified task list. We are not a Trello of the world. We are a business management solution, right? We go away from chaos, we go away from ad hoc random things, and we go to building procedures and processes and systems that will actually help you manage the entire business. Okay, so that's what our vision is. Next, a few months ago, as you guys know, we had a voting poll where we basically asked you, okay, what business features would you like us to build next, right? You guys have voted and we listened. Guiding documents was the #1 most voted feature by our community. You can find all of the votes and the results of the voting on our blog. You're free to go there. And then basically, guiding documents means that now you can have any document you want, any piece of information you can have within Alvanda itself. Basically, you don't need to use any other tool, right? You don't need to use Notion or Google Docs or anything like that. You can have everything within Alvanda now. So all of your procedures you can have in one place, all of your clients you can have, in terms of the information about them and so on. You can have all of your colleagues in the org chart, and you can have all of your documents as well now within Alvanda. Everything in one place, right? And so this was the #1 most requested feature. Obviously, you guys want to, use it. And, here are just a few examples. Email templates you can save there. You can save what we like to call common sense reminders, right? This is my personal favorite. Etiquette when speaking to clients, doesn't necessarily go into procedure, but you want people to conduct themselves in a certain way, right? So that goes into a guiding document, and so on and so forth. So you can create as many as you want, infinite, any use. There's no limitations on any user account. You can create as many as you want. After that, we have bulk tasks. So this was the 8th most voted feature. However, we've noticed a significant increase in the number of occurrences when people actually wanted to use them, right? So people are saying, how can I do this? How can I do that? And we didn't have an answer. We didn't have an option. It would have all of those use cases that people were mentioning on the calls would have been tackled by bulk tasks, but we didn't have the feature. So because people kept coming back and saying, hey, we want this, we want this, we want this, we pushed it up the totem pole of priorities, and so we've gotten it done now in this sprint. You can now basically, what this means is you can create one task and then bulk assign it to as many people as you wish, right? So for example, if HR wants to conduct a 360 company survey, right, and there's a procedure for that, the only thing they do is create one task and then delegate it to everyone in the company with just one click, right? Very, very simple to use, and there are many instances where you would want to use bulk tasks. For example, to have someone, review something or whatever, like you can have multiple people review a contract or things of that nature. And so you just say, hey, review contract, and you give that to 3 people that you want to review. And instead of creating 3 different tasks, you create one task, and Alvanda automatically duplicates that task as many times as required, so that everyone gets an individual task with an individual deadline and so on and so forth. So everyone has their own thing. And the reason why this exists within Alvanda is because we believe that every task has to have one person responsible and accountable for it, not more. If you have review document and you have 3 people that need to do it, one of them do it, the 2 others do not, right? And then how do you say I've done it because I haven't, right? It's 1/3 done, and then everyone else needs to do it. Instead of that, we don't believe in that. Every task has one accountable, and so this is what bulk tasks are for. And that way it's very easy to take everyone's feedback, for example, because everyone has a unique interface. If you've used Alvanda since you've joined, you'll see that whenever you follow a task, you have a very unique interface that's just for you, where you put in everything that is relevant for that task. So if you give out a bulk task, everyone has their own interface and they don't mix and match, right? So basically you have one person's feedback as a deliverable from their task, another person's feedback is here, and so on. It's very useful. And so that's what we're looking at here. And now let's look at what features we have improved. So outside of the many dozens of minor tweaks that we've made during the past couple months, for example, we've changed the term employees everywhere in Alvanda to colleagues because people were asking for that. They said, we don't really have employees, we have contractors, and even the employees we have don't like to be called employees. They like to be members or colleagues or whatever, things of that nature. So again, we love you guys. Please keep sending us your thoughts. This is the type of feedback that helps us, perfect the tool. Even in these small little instances, we want to create the literal perfect business management tool. And so this helps us. Keep sending us your feedback. So now we've also have some significant improvements as well. So we improved the procedure editing user experience quite significantly. You will notice that now, so before, what Alvanda would do is, if you would have one step in a procedure in between multiple different steps above and below them, Alvanda would automatically make connections whenever you would delete it. So if you delete that step, Alvanda would just pick number 1 and connect it with number 2 or whatever is most relevant. And so even though those were intentional automations, some of you guys were saying that sometimes you'd prefer to choose, right? Hey, I don't want Alvanda to choose for me. I want to choose how the procedure will change based on that one step that I've deleted. As always, we listened and we made it happen. So now at the end, or when you click on the delete button, you immediately see a very simple to use little module that pops up and says procedure structure change required, and it basically just asks you to choose what step will be, how will you connect the steps above to the steps below. In this case, this is the very first step of a procedure that is being deleted, and so below it, in this example, it had 3 other steps, right? So you had step 1, and step 1 would go into 3 different steps. So Alvanda by default would have just chosen the first one or something like that. So what we do now is we allow you to choose. Maybe you want the 3rd step to become the new first, and then that first step now goes into the 2 other ones, or whatever it is you want to change in terms of the structure. You can do it very simply here. You just choose some things from a drop down, and Alvanda figures everything out. All of the arrows and everything will change and shift based on that. Additionally, we've also made it so that the step name field is automatically focused when creating a new step, right? So this saves us at least 1 second every single time we add a new step. So basically, when you create the new step button, you then had to click here to start writing the name of the step. Now you don't need to have another click. The moment you click new step or create new step, the cursor automatically comes here and you can start typing. This literally saves you a second every single time with every single step you create. And so across all of our users, this already saves 7 hours of time every year. This one change saves 7 hours of time. And so as we scale, as we scale the number of people that are using Alvanda, that can become tens or even hundreds of hours saved by, you guys, our community. And if you have any other tweaks like that, any other suggestions like that, let us know. And we'd love to make your task of managing teams and making sure everyone's effective as simple as possible. Moving on, we've improved the sorting user experience quite significantly, because before it would say ascending and descending, right? And so you would have these two, and most people would not understand what that is. Or even if you would understand, you wouldn't understand does descending means newest first or last first? And people would just click on one or the other to figure out which one it is. So even that we've changed. So now it says newest first or oldest first everywhere where there's a sort function within Alvanda. And also another thing we've done is, again, based on your feedback, is now everywhere in Alvanda where there is a sorting functionality, by default everything is sorted by date newest first. This way you never have to wonder if anything has been done since yesterday or last week or whatever. Whenever you check in, you always see the most recent procedures created, their most recent deliverables, the most recent tasks, and so on and so forth. Everything is by default sorted newest first, right? And so this should help a lot in just getting to the information you want to get to. After that, we've basically implemented a modern form submission experience everywhere you have fields. So before, in Alvanda you couldn't press tab to go to the other field, and there is a very simple reason for that. So if you would be writing here and you would press tab, it would go to the next element within the interface, which the next element in this case was this back button here, right? So if you would be here and you would press tab, it would go here, and then if you would press tab again, it would go here, and so on. So you'd have to press tab like 15 times to get to here. And so this is normal within anything that's software. Normally when you press tab, it doesn't go to the next field, it goes to the next element on the page. That's what tab is for. However, we've made it so everywhere where there are multiple, let's say, fields like this, every single time when you press tab, it will take you to the next field. We've tested all, like every instance of this. However, if for some reason somewhere in the platform it doesn't work, no problem, just let us know and we'll add that there as well. But we've spent quite a bit of time doing that, and now it's very easy. If you want to fill in a job description, just write, title, tab, description, tab, responsibilities, tab, and so on. You can literally just fill it out like a form, and every procedure, everything you can do in the same way. So now that also should save quite a bit of time. Moving on from there, you can now create components directly within procedures. So this didn't used to be the case. So for anyone that doesn't know, a procedure is how you should conduct yourself whilst doing a task. So for example, let's say maybe if you want to send an email, step 1, go to this link, go to Gmail basically. Step 2, if you're not logged in, log in with these credentials. Step 3, click a new send new email button, and so on and so forth. Components are the deliverables that come out of a procedure. Not every procedure has deliverable. For example, in sending an email, you might not want to keep track of what was sent, or you might want to. If you want to keep track, like you want to see how people are replying or what they're using in terms of replies, you can literally have them, copy paste that into Alvanda, and then you have that deliverable, which is a component. It's an email template component, right? So you can have as many components like that. Components can be invoices, contracts, candidates that are applying for a role, and so on. So before, people would fill out a procedure, step 1, step 2, and so on and so forth, but they would always have to come out of the builder and then go to a component, build a component, edit a component, or whatever they needed to do so that it fits within whatever they're doing within the procedure. Again, if you've never used Alvanda, this might sound complicated, but it's actually very easy once you start using it. However, you couldn't create the component directly from the builder interface, and we've changed that now. So now, if you select a component whilst you're building out a procedure, you can literally just have this option, create new component, you click on it, it immediately opens up the new component interface where you can create a component quickly, and the moment you click save or back, it takes you right back here to where you were before. And then from there, you can just move on and keep building out your procedure. You never need to leave the procedure builder now. Everything is here. Again, you can see anything can be a component basically that runs within your business. And these are places where you store information, anything like the name of a company, the website, and so on and so forth. So these are all of the components that move within your business. And now you can create them directly within procedures. Likewise, now you can create new procedures from within strategic initiatives. So what used to happen and what still is happening on many of our consulting calls, because we provide consulting to people, helping them put everything that their business is, all of the ops, all of the HR, every single thing that's a procedure system within a business, we help our clients put them on top of Alvanda so that they benefit from all of this automation, automatic time tracking, and so on and so forth. Everything is just here. On many of those calls, we would brainstorm on what this company, this client needs to do in the next quarter. And so we would come up with 20 tasks maybe that go within a strategic initiative. That's how we call them within Alvanda. And so that action plan or those action items go here. And if you do not have a procedure for it, you'd basically have to not select anything or select none, and then leave the strategic initiative, go to the builder, create the procedure, come back to the strategic initiative, and then select that procedure from here. Now, again, you do not need to do that anymore. We've made it so much more effective. You can literally click create new procedure. It automatically opens the procedure builder. You can create the bare bones procedure just so you have one. You can even go wild and create all of it, but you can just create one for the sake of having one. And then click save and it brings you back here, right? And so as you can see, huge improvements to user experience across the board. And this is from your feedback. This is from people actually using the platform. And it's so amazing to see. We've learned about so many use cases in these past few months. It's crazy. We've been very busy. Thank you so much for everyone that's been with us again. Moving on, we're adding even more helpful tooltips everywhere in Alvanda. You will notice, for example, flows was something we added, I think one iteration back, and it didn't have tooltips before because we launched it and then it was working, so that was the most important thing. We are big believers in MVP, so what's the minimum viable product? Let's build it, launch it, let's get feedback, and let's iterate after that. So that's what we do with all of these. So again, if you have any feedback on this user experience, give us your feedback, and we can't wait to make it even better, based on all of the ideas you send us. If we look at flows, we've added tooltips there, and everywhere else where there weren't tooltips and we felt, hey, this isn't explained or this part of the interface is explained, we've done that over and over again everywhere. Bug fixes, as always, I'm not going to go through them. These are just a sample of 8 bug fixes that I can get within the screen, right? Last time I had 10. And they almost couldn't fit in one screen, so I wrote 8 down this time. So you can stop the video if you want to, but basically we've fixed quite a few bugs that you guys have been reporting over the past couple months. And now let's look into the roadmap. So we've, in just a couple months, we've made significant progress on the features that you guys have been voting on, right? We've already released 2 of them, right? You've seen them above. Those were guiding documents and bulk tasks. And we've also, whilst doing that, we've also finished up several other major modules, right? That we've been working on for a while, like processes. And so it's amazing to see that all of this effort that we've been putting in the last few months are finally live on our public servers. We can make use of them ourselves, and obviously you guys can make use of them as well. So we've had great success so far. So let's look at what the future looks like. Number 1, procedure templates. Now that we've successfully delivered on the number 1 most voted feature from the poll, it is time to move on to the next line item, which was procedure templates. These are basically a set of procedures that we will clone into every current and future account. So if you start an account tomorrow, you will by default have procedure templates, 5, 6, 7, however many. But these will basically be an example of how great procedures within Alvanda look like, and you have them, you can duplicate, like create clones of them, you can delete them, you can do whatever you want, but basically it will be much easier because now you'll have examples. Before, if you start an account right now, you have 0 templates of procedures by default. So we want to change that and add templates. So this is the second most voted feature. This is what we're going to do. Number 2 on the roadmap, we will basically have API and webhook integrations with over 7,000 other applications. This was the 6th most voted feature in the poll. However, since then, many other people have asked us, do you integrate to Google Calendar? Do you integrate to Gmail? Do you integrate to HubSpot? Do you integrate to whatever, right? And these are new people that have joined after the votes were conducted. We were having demo calls with them, new people that would sign up, and they would ask us, hey, I'm using this tool, right? I'm using whatever, Dropbox. Do you guys integrate with Dropbox? And we'd say, not yet, and say, oh, it would be cool if you would. So all of those we would count as votes. And so we got so many votes these last couple months that we've literally are putting it into the next sprint. God willing, in a few weeks or whatever, in a month, you guys will have templates and integrations to basically any app that you can think of. Zapier integrates to almost anything, right? So that's what we will use so that you guys can integrate to anything you want. After that, this is the last feature that was requested during Alvanda's beta phase. This was quite a while ago. This was, I believe, 5 months ago when we finished the beta. The reason why we didn't do multi-company support is because we got so many requests and so many votes on features for all of the hundreds of clients that we basically have that don't have the requirement of multi-company support. So just as a brief of what this means, multi-company support will basically allow freelancers that work at multiple companies with different emails, right, to see all of them in one drop-down, right? And it will help people that own multiple businesses, because that's also a category of people, so that they can see all of them under one account with the same email, right? Or a combination of both. You can have both, right? You can be a freelancer and have a side gig or whatever. So now, once this is implemented, hopefully in the next few weeks, months, you will be able to have as many different companies, as many different accounts, right? You can see Henry Hart. This is made up, by the way. On all of this is made up, so don't take it seriously. But you have Henry Hart, right, at gustur.com, and then this person has another email that has other companies attached to it. So on this email, he has this company attached. So Henry is, let's say, a freelancer here, or Henry is the owner, let's say, of this. And then he also has a different account at Westrom where he's an engineer and he is, doing freelance work for Westrom and for Alvanda, right? And so this basically gives you an infinite number of options that you can combine in this way, right? And so we've been working on this for quite a while in the background. The reason why we haven't prioritized it and launched it is because very few people have asked for it. I think maybe we have 5 requests for it, 5 people that have multiple companies and or are freelancers working at multiple companies. So now that we've finished everything from the beta, including processes was the last thing that we had to do from the original vision of Alvanda. And so now that we've finished processes, we're going to multi-company support. We're trying to do everything at once, not easy, but hopefully we can, slowly please everyone and get all of these features out. So I don't know if this will be useful for anyone watching this video, but this is a very, very useful tool for so many people that have multiple entities or work for multiple companies and so on. All of this will be here in the next few weeks or months. And then finally, imagine one single place where you can see and clone every business procedure that you will ever want, right? It would be like the Netflix of business procedures if Netflix would actually have every movie you want to watch within it, right? So this is what we are striving to build, it's called the Alvanda Marketplace, right? So within the Alvanda Marketplace, once you get access to that, so this will be in a couple months, it'll be a little, marketplace icon here. You click on that, and then once you get access, you can have, hundreds, if not thousands of pre-built procedures that you can just go in and clone, right? And the moment you click on clone, it makes an identical copy of that in your business. You can change the terms, you can change the steps, you can do whatever you want. Once you've cloned it, it's yours. Infinite number of, components, job descriptions, and so on and so forth. The number one question I think people will ask, okay, what if you don't have a procedure that I want? If you have access to the marketplace, then you will be able to tell us, I want procedure for this, and we will build it for you for free, right? So you just give us the feedback, this is the procedure I want, and we will build it out for you. It's going to be here, publicly available, and then you can take it, for yourself, and then we've done all the work for you, right? So this will be a very major update, as you can imagine. Hopefully, again, God willing, we can launch this in the next couple months as well. That's it in terms of updates. Moving on, as always, we have opportunities for people to join. So looking at what we've recently achieved, right, and what we plan on building, we would like to ask you, do you know anyone who can help us build or promote Alvanda, right? And so if you do, if you know great engineers or great marketing people, great sales people, send them our way, right? And we can work with them to keep making Alvanda great. We're always looking for great people. I have an amazing team already, don't get me wrong. It's just we're growing quite interestingly. So it's, we want to make sure that as many passionate people have the knowledge that, roles will be available here very, very soon. As final thoughts, as you can see, we've been very, very busy with, new features, new improvements, new bug fixes. It's been a crazy, crazy few months. We've had amazing conversations, amazing ideas being bounced around, and so we really want to build the actual business management software of everyone's dreams. As you can see, we're hard at work at it. And so we want to say that it's amazing to see how we've been growing together, how the community has added value. And so we want to grow the wonderful community that we have, right? And you can help us do that by sharing this link, either sharing the link to Alvanda or sharing the link to this video or this blog article and so on and so forth, so that more and more people have knowledge that Alvanda exists, and then people can now run their entire operation within one single platform, which is the most affordable platform of its kind on the internet, right? So obviously, if you have any needs of us helping you build your business systems, as a PS, right, we have a team of business system specialists. So you just need to email support@alvanda.com, right? We can help you with procedures, defining role descriptions, strategic initiatives, anything about your business we can help with, right, within Alvanda, to just keep growing and growing and scaling your operation. So thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. I guess this was a very long video. I don't even know since when we've been speaking. The article itself, I know, was 16 pages long when we were writing it. So again, so many things have happened. Thank you so much again, everyone, and have an amazing rest of your day. See you. Bye.